It's live, pal. You ever wonder why I say that? If you didn't know, it's because that's what Jim Ross says to Psycho Sid when Sid he's messing up his promo. He's like, let's just do it again. And it was a pay per view, and he told him, it's live, pal. I'm Chillmonger, and it's live, and we're chit chatting about what the thumbnail said. The thumbnail said that this is going to be a question about Phase 4 of Marvel. So far, we are down 2 projects of Phase 4, both of them being Disney Plus series. Of course, that was not the initial plan. The first thing we should have gotten was the Black Widow film. Things didn't roll out the way that they were supposed to roll out, and we got WandaVision, which was messaging me, which was fucking motherfucking WandaVision happened. Is that who I think it is? Is that Mike? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Sunday. You gotta be cute with it because it's not Wednesday. Maybe I should stream every single Wednesday just to make that joke. Maybe we can just work around it. He says Phase 4 will rule the world. Will rule the world, meaning it's not ruling the world now, right? Now I'm not. I don't think it's crap. I don't think there's stuff to be mad about with what we've gotten so far. WandaVision, first 3 episodes, never will watch that again. Excellent. What if I change it to Sunday? All right, we'll rearrange the words. But I feel like with WandaVision, we got answers. We got Wanda, Scarlet Witch, who was a supporting character in a franchise where everyone's a supporting character, and she was boosted. We had some closure to Vision and also expanded on Vision, but that all happened in like the last 2 episodes, really, where we kind of discovered that the Vision body that used to be the cataract Vision that was all white, that's actually Vision. Now, he got all the memories and knows how his life ended. He knows how his life went. He's seen it all, but he's a little bit different right now because it's one thing to know how your life goes and know who you fell in love with, but it's another to experience it. And if Vision, who is the cataract Vision who runs away, who flies away, if he doesn't experience the love and all that stuff, then there's no way that he can just commit to Wanda because a version of himself fell in love with Wanda. I like what they did with Vision. It just took, 7 episodes to get there. Mike says it's good, but it will get better and better. Okay, yeah, I see it that way. Because I'm not saying it's bad. I am saying it's good. And I'm an MCU stan. Join the club. They put me on Disney Plus. That's how big of a stan I am. With that was Vision's part. Now with Wanda's part, she gets to be called the Scarlet Witch finally. That took a long time to get to, but I don't know. I mean, I don't like that there's just witches all of a sudden with really no explanation to why there's witches, but it's something. They're adding. And the more we add, the better. So WandaVision, 7 out of 10 for the series if you ignore the bad parts, which is what I'm doing. I'm ignoring episode 1, 2, and 3. There is no, at all, there is no consequences to the family of his boss meeting him over at work, choking on something. He goes through it, removes the food. That was useless. But okay, the good parts are good. I love the last couple of shows. Well, there's only been 2, but once it gets going, no one is going to stop it. With Loki now, that's the next one that's coming. That's the one I think was when we start get going. That's probably where we'll explain these branched realities. We've seen time travel discussed by Hulk, saying if you go to the past and you change it, then that future doesn't become your past because it still happened. Remember that scene? It's confusing. How did Captain America leave without a shield, return and give Sam a shield? It's confusing. It's never answered. Even in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'd like to think that the Wakandans made it for him, but it's confusing. We don't know. How did the Ancient One explain that when these stones, as you know it, create the flow of time. If you move one and you see the black smoke, because she was visual representation, yeah, it's still confusing. So when I saw that screenshot on my Twitter feed, because I still didn't watch the Loki trailer, but when I saw the screenshot of time branches moving up and down and how what Loki's doing is effing with it, okay, let's understand what these branches are. Are they different universes? The thing is, with Loki getting a season 2 and us hearing about him getting a season 2, it makes me think that so much of his show is going to be contained where it won't have effects on the rest of Marvel. Or they decided on this season 2 thing a long time ago and it just leaked. I'm worried about Loki. So with Phase 4, that would be. Did I jump over Falcon and Winter Soldier? What is there to say about that? A lot of conversation came out of that show that I enjoyed. A lot of undertones, which were understood. I like seeing Malcolm Spellman do his long interview with Fat Man Beyond, Mark Bernard, and Kevin Smith. I love hearing what Malcolm Spellman is. They even asked them, "Are you more of a Sam or are you more of an Isaiah?" And he's like, "No, I sympathize with Isaiah." And we made sure that in our show, we never said that Isaiah Bradley was wrong. I did notice that. Yes, I did. But okay, that's cool. Hearing that Falcon is going to be in a new movie where it's not going to be called Falcon, it'll actually be called Uncle Sam. I don't know. That's the thing with Phase 4 that becomes shaky for me. Phase 4's next project is the Black Widow film. They are withholding some stuff from us. A couple of actors are messing up, especially the bear, Ursa. Yeah, I know you'll be in the film. I don't know how you'll look. Will you actually be a big CGI monster? Who knows? There's also another mutant in that, another character in there. Crimson Dynamo, is it? And a couple of things are leaking there that shouldn't be leaking. Hopefully, we didn't see it in the trailer, so it will still be new and fresh when I watched it in the film. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the Black Widow and everything that they're doing there, what they're showing, what they're withholding. Let's watch this movie, because if the Black Widow is actually alive. In the very first scene, you see Steve Rogers return the Soul Stone back in Vormir, and she gets resurrected because it's soul for a soul. He gives her the watch. He's like, "Yeah, go back to Earth. Find any place you want to go to." And she goes, "You know what? Red Skull just said my dad's name. Daughter of Ivan. I'm going to find Ivan." Or was it Igor? It was Ivan. "I'm going to go find Ivan." And she goes back, and that's what this whole movie is. If that's the case, this whole movie of Black Widow changes. The way we think about the Black Widow movie is way different. So let's not sleep on the Black Widow film. I'm up for that. Loki and Black Widow coming up. The next phase, Shang-Chi. I just want to know how to say the man's name. Shang-Chi. I've heard that the writers had their own way of pronouncing it, which was Shang-Chi. But honestly, what's going on, Reefer? Honestly, they're not the authority on how to use. They don't even own the project. It's property of Marvel, so Marvel is going to dictate how we pronounce the name. And I'm waiting for this film or a teaser or a TV spot or somebody just to pronounce the name for me, please, and I'll go with that. Other than that, it looks like a kung fu movie, man. I saw the 10 rings on dude's arms, so we'll see what that is. There's some special effects and science fiction to it. There's also some kung fu to it. I'm not mad at it. Let's see what Shang-Chi brings. The trailer was good, so that's a positive so far. So as you can see, my complaints do not outweigh my compliments. Next up would be this Tom Holland Spider-Man or Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. Who's upset with that? That's the pinnacle of Spider movies. Do I hear $2 billion? I don't know. I really could make $2 billion. The previous one made $1.1 billion. The previous that was funny. The previous Spider-Man film, Homecoming, was, I want to say, $800 million in that neighborhood. So when you go from Homecoming to 1.1, which is 300 million more, and then it'll be a Christmas time movie, which is, the best time to be putting out a movie, This new Spider-Man film really could be the only thing that can stop it is COVID. And it will be December when cases will increase because that's how it works, everybody. Seasons, they tend to affect things like this. But we'll see if all the movie theaters stay open and Sony keeps it in this December spot. Man, this could be a $2 billion film. Next up is, what's it called? Spider-Man, Shang-Chi. Eternals. Chloe Zhao. She wins this best film, best picture. I can't be upset at that. It's the Oscars, it's an opinion-based award. That's true. And just because she had the best film doesn't mean it was the best film. I didn't even watch the film she won for. I don't even know what it's named. I know that my favorite movie from last year is either Sonic or Bad Boys for Life. Soul was okay. Power was cool. Yeah, we'll go with we'll go with Bad Boys for Life. That was probably the best movie I've seen. But Chloe Zhao won Best Picture. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean it's the best. It just means that it's good. It just means that she's a good director when she wins Best Director. So that's good news. There's no bad to Eternals. Eternals is the way to go. Mike says, I shared as much as I can. Phase 4 is going to be so awesome. Eternals is a plus. Getting to see Camille Nanjiani, who went ham in the gym. I'm up on that. Waiting for a trailer. A real trailer. Not just like the Celebrate the movies. They really didn't explain anything. They look so out of place. Because they're so supposed to be these superheroes. And they're just in the woods. The next film, from my memory, it would be Hawkeye, wouldn't it be? Hawkeye is already shot. Will Clint Barton give it up to Kate Bishop? Kate Bishop is brand new. We haven't teased her. We haven't seen her for a second on screen. Brand new character entry. Jeremy Renner is someone I respect. He's been holding it down. I don't care about how drugs were being kept in his home next to where his kids are and his wife really hates him and all that stuff. I tend to not hold, my actors with standards, or I don't look to them for how to parent or anything like that. So I don't care. Jeremy Renner, the actor performing the character, he's always done me good for the last 6 times he's performed. Thor, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Endgame, and Civil War. He's only been in 5 movies, huh? It could have been in Infinity War, but they cut that scene. So there we go, Jeremy Renner, 5 movies in, and he's doing it for me. I'm not a big Young Avengers fan. I don't treat them like the way that people treat them. Oh, did you see Wiccan is in there? Yeah, they're going to do a Young Avengers movie. Oh, did you see Hulkling? Oh, if they do the Skrulls and the Secret Invasion, I can see them doing it. And that's why they have these young heroes when Kamala Khan comes. They're going to be doing a Young Avengers, right? That's why America Chavez is in the Doctor Strange movie, because they're going to do a Young Avengers. So, are they mutants? You're acting like, oh, that's Scott, that's Jean. That they're gonna do an X-Men movie. Does it hold the same weight? Young Avengers? Come on now. Putting any word in front of Avengers makes it seem minuscule. It's like a precursor. Like, there's the Avengers, and then there's the Young Avengers. You see what I mean? Like, I don't care for the Young Avengers. I don't know a Young Avengers story that people really want to see. What's the one that happened? Avengers Crusade. That story happens it's after House of M. That's like the most coolest story that they're a part of. And it can't happen because what happened in 616, comic book world, didn't happen in the MCU. When I think of the X-Men, though, when I think of mutant here, mutant there, I think about the great Chris Claremont stories that came out of it, and what Ed Brubaker did with the Shi'ar Empire, and what all these other writers contributed to and created stories. God Loves, Man Kills, Days of Future Past, the Phoenix stories, which were all movies, actually. What else? There's there's the X-Men. They're the X-Men. There's countless stories that we can... House of X, if they do that with Jonathan Hickman and explaining how Moira lives and dies, but retains the same memory that she had from the last life, but won't tell anybody. And then she lives again, and she tries to help the mutants this time, and dies, and she goes, "Oh my god, they really hate us. What if I tried this way?" Dies again. She lives and dies 10 times. You're telling me that wouldn't be a great opening for a movie? And Moira goes, "No, this time I'm gonna make sure every mutant stays secret until Thanos snaps his fingers, and then we'll show ourselves." Like, what if that's the plot? What if that explains why the mutants aren't there? So that's Phase 4 can tease that. Phase 4 can introduce that here and there in bits and pieces. We can see mutants popping up. And I hope they don't make Scarlet Witch a mutant. She is the Pretender. The next film after Spider-Man, after Hawkeye, is Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. I have a video. Mike, are you still here? I will message you something on Discord about Kamala Khan, because I did a video, part 1, where I'm just like explaining her origins for the viewers who maybe don't know what's going on. I'm gonna do this until I'm finished, and then I'll post them all, maybe one every single week, so there's a consistent period. You are still here? Yes. I will. I'd message you now, but I'm live streaming. But I will message you an unlisted video that I have here. Click. I can send you it now, can't I? I'll show you this video that I did, and you let me know and give me your feedback on it, because I'm really breaking down and I'm covering Kamala. Okay? Okay. Where's the video? Part 1. Got it. I'll Discord you now. The next movie after Kamala, which is a brand new character, which is gonna get her own film now because they're changing the name of the Captain Marvel's film to The Marvels, which is a diss to Brie Larson, which is a vote of non-confidence, and also stupid because you could be promoting her and elevating Brie Larson's character, Carol Danvers, but you're not doing that. I would rather you guys just, take care of her, make her seem like she's more a bigger deal than you treat her. Park Outdoors says, yo, 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 yo. I can't wait till Miss Marvel. That's a problem. And when you watch the video I just sent you a link to, you'll understand why you can't call her Miss Marvel. It's Ms. Like when a bee is around you, Ms. That's what MS period spells. I swear to you, there's like a long 1 minute chunk of a video that I just sent to you on Discord right now that you'll see where we can't call her Miss Marvel, guys. Why does it have you intrigued though? Were you down on the film, on the Captain Marvel film? Because that's probably who that's gonna please. Hey. You know what's funny? It says only one person is watching my stream right now, but there's literally 1, 2, 3 of you. It's weird. Yeah, I stand by Brie Larson. I haven't heard her say anything crazy, and then I've heard people say stuff like Josh from Dead and Nerds would say things like, "I can see how she can." I don't want to misquote the guy actually, so let me not do that. But people are complaining about her attitudes and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, she did an interview on Kimmel where Sam Jackson and her are friends, and they've done enough movies where they could talk behind people's backs. Okay, so what? I saw her do an interview with Chris Hemsworth and Don Cheadle. And in that interview, they're talking about stunt actors. Now, Brie Larson is brand new here. They tell you actors, don't give too much credit to your stunt actors. You guys have to be seeming like these mega action stars who do your own stunts. That's the memo that she was been given. That's what The Rock gets. That's what every The Rocky, everybody, The Rock, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, that's the way that they treat them. They say, they get paid, these stunt actors, to be hush-hush and sidelined and not live in the glory. So you take that shit. Chris Hemsworth doesn't really care because this is his 10th year doing this. He doesn't have to fake it or anything, and he honors his stunt actor. But she goes something like, I do my own stunts, thank you very much. And then he goes, you're just like Tom Cruise. I'm going to be the first Brie Larson. There's nothing wrong with that. Sorry. There's nothing wrong with that message. Being the first you and not being the second someone else. I've heard LeBron James say, I'm not the next MJ, I'm the first LJ. It's just what we do. And apparently because she had an attitude about that. And she doesn't smile enough. I don't know. But yeah, I can stand with Brie Larson. And then you go, should I watch it later? Yeah, watch it after I'm done this, which will be, 10 minutes maybe. Watch it at your leisure and leave a comment on it because it is unlisted. It's not a finished video. I'm gonna add more to it. I'm gonna spice it up. But just because you're always here, and I wanted to hook you up with a Ms. Marvel video. I love Captain Marvel first film. Brie is whatever. It's all good. Brie is whatever. The plot of the film did not grant Brie Larson the ability to showcase her skills as an actress. She had no memory of herself. She wasn't Carol Danvers. She was this molded clay by the Kree Empire. So she's looking at a picture, seeing herself, and crying, and that's the most we can get out of her. The ending, where she kind of comes to, and she fights the Hala, what's her name? The Hala Emperor Supreme one, is it? But when she's fighting the Kree leader, she's like, I've been fighting you so one hand behind my back. Let's see what happens when I let loose. And she crushes that thing controlling her. I had feelings. So I do like Brie when she got the chance and the opportunity. And she was nice in Avengers Endgame, but limited roles. What could you really compliment, honestly? But the trilogy of Marvels are going to be excellent. Not a Brie fan, but the film was fun. Captain, Photon, Ms. Let's go. Okay. I hope they go by Spectrum, but I'm not mad at Photon either, because that was what Maria Rambeau, her mother's name, was on the plane. So yeah, let's go with Photon. It's all good. I felt more strongly about Spectrum. I still want to lean towards Spectrum because that's what it is in a comic book since I think 2013. Monica Rambeau started going by the name Spectrum. So the last 8 years of comic books, she's been Spectrum. Let's just keep it consistent. But whatever they go with in the film, whether it's Photon or Spectrum or whatever, Pulsar is another one. Let's keep it that. And let's just change that into the comics if they change it in the movies. Let's just have one name consistently. I'm happy that they didn't call Carol Danvers Ms. Marvel first and then changed it to Captain Marvel later. It's branding is very tough. Don't take it for granted. When Robin changed to Nightwing, it stuck, and they would never change it back. I think Captain Marvel was an enjoyable movie. There we go. Where are the rest of you? Where are you guys when the internet is debating you? We need your voices in those live chats. I'll Discord you back. I'm honored. Didn't like the Nick Fury retcon, but it was fun. Oh, you mean his performance in Captain Marvel in the 90s? The eye was a huge problem for me. The epic scene in Winter Soldier. Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. That's what he was talking about. Come on now. Spectrum, let's go. If Photon was her mom, then she should be her own person, Spectrum. That sounds like something I would say. And you said it before I did, Wayne. And then Mike says Captain Marvel was better after every watch. After every watch. I watched it the first time and I thought, it's good, yes. I think I shot my review before I watched anyone else's. And I'm like, yeah, it was good, yeah. And then everyone's so down on it. What the fuck? Tyrone Magnus was down on it and he wasn't shitting on it before it came out. And I'm like, was it really that bad? The next time I watched it would have been on the weekend. So I watched it on Thursday night and then I watched it on the weekend in IMAX. And I'm like, no, that's a good movie. That's pretty good. And everyone's still down on it. All right, whatever. Okay, so I hope Brie Larson shows up in the Ms. Marvel show since Carol is the hero of Kamala. When Kamala first turns into somebody, her powers, she's a polymorph, so she can morph into other people. She turns into Carol Danvers because that's what a hero looks like in her mind, which is problematic. But that's the part of the story. That's why they kind of emphasize on why diversity and representation is important, because When Kamala needed to change into someone, it was blonde hair, high boots, and all that stuff. Next show on Disney Plus, Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac. I don't like the character of Moon Knight. He's never appealed to me. But you know, when I got nothing to watch except for a Disney Plus show, I hope that they make me a Moon Knight fan. I'm open to that. I don't have much to add to it. I know he's got a new comic book coming out 2 months from now. Moon Knight is gonna return to Marvel Comics for the 9th time. It'll be like the 9th volume of Moon Knight. That's a lot, you know. Like Captain Marvel, she's got many volumes of Captain Marvel. Some of them were from the Marvel. The Black Panther, I think he's on 8 volumes of Black Panther. Amazing Spider-Man's another guy who's been around. They kept rebooting and stuff. So yeah, the new volume of Moon Knight is coming out. I might check out issue number 1 just to see if I'm a fan of the character. But Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, I'm not mad at him. And I know next to nothing about Moon Knight, but Isaac Oscar in this role is enough for me to watch. Echoing what I'm saying, and I'm seeing these like 10 seconds later, so you're typing it as I'm speaking. Look what the shows and movies have in store for us. Look at all the new characters and old characters with new suits. Let's go. There's so much to be happy about, right? I am just gleeful as I'm thinking about this Phase 4 stuff. Climaxing with the Fantastic Four movie that we'll get in 23, it looks like. There's so much good happening here before we get to the Fantastic Four, which I said climaxing. There's nothing that's going to top the Fantastic Four. All I want to see is Johnny Storm shoot into the sky and make that fire for. I want to see him do that at the end credits of another, show or another film and just go, whoa, that's next. I can't wait for it. But it's gonna take time to get to there. The next movie coming out in Phase 4, Thor: Love and Thunder. They're filming it now. I liked Ragnarok. I've listened to the criticism of Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok, and I still don't want to admit that Thor Ragnarok was bad. The funnies, they were a problem. He tells Doctor Strange, why don't you just send me an email? It's called the electronic mail. And the joke is, you have a computer in Asgard? No, why would I have one? Okay. I like the fish out of water humor, not that humor. I don't like that. If I could not get that and use a better joke, that's cool. When he says Hulk is a friend from work, that's a great joke. Which was, you guys might know the story, but it was a kid who was on set that day who suggested that joke. Awesome. Take good ideas from anywhere. And that sort of openness at the set promotes a healthy environment, and it's probably why Chris Hemsworth was so down to do more Ragnarok. Mike says, ready to take the streets and show my love for the MCU. I wanna see Yancey Street Gang giving Thing trouble. Yeah, we didn't really get that in the other Fantastic Four. Yeah, they'll do it just so that they can have Moon Girl. Yeah, they will definitely do the Yancey Street thing. Moon Knight, let's go. Okay, that's Moon Knight. That's Thor: Love and Thunder. We'll see a trailer. We'll see exactly why Natalie Portman's character, Jane Foster, can hold a hammer. It's Marvel. They've never done me wrong. It's a returning character. So let's see what Jane Foster was up to. It's not just you. It's a lot of us. Next movie after Thor is the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, right? Whew. Because it was supposed to happen first and Spider-Man happened second, I'm worried. But this was, at first, supposed to be the big May 2021 film. It should have been in movie theaters today if it wasn't for COVID-19 and everyone having to shut down everything. As if that was the correct procedure to keep people from contracting COVID. We're not going to do that today. With Doctor Strange, I am worried, but with something called Multiverse of Madness, I mean, what is time really? Hopefully Loki will play a part in this film. And this is one of those everything will connect. This is one of those where you couldn't lead the Phase 4 with. The same way you can lead Phase 4 with Black Widow, you can lead Phase 4 with WandaVision. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness needs some of these other movies and films and series to happen first before Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness can come out. It's a great idea. It's very comic booky. We're ready after Endgame, after the quantum realm travel stuff. So let's see what they bring. You say Doctor Strange 2 is going to be an Avengers level movie without Avengers, with Doctor Strange and his cast, including Rachel McAdams. I'm willing to bet what's left on my hair. Take off the hat. Take off the hat. I loved all MCU projects, some better than others, but I loved them all, the MCU movies and the 2 Disney Plus shows. I'm with you, except I wouldn't say love. I just enjoyed. I loved all the movies, even the Hulk, even Iron Man 2, the ones that people say stink, Thor Dark World, Captain Marvel. Those are great movies for me. I would watch. I wish I could watch Hulk more. I don't know where to find it. So whenever I do watch it, it's on one of the naughty websites. If it was available somewhere, I'd watch it, but I don't think you can pay for it somewhere, can you? Well, you can always buy it on YouTube. What am I talking about? So I'm lying. I'm just streaming it. Next movie, Ant-Man and the Quantumania. This is where they recasted Cassie Lang. You see how that's a problem? You see how when you recast Cassie Lang for the 3rd time, you can't just recast T'Challa? So the Quantum Mania stuff may be where the Fantastic Four pop up or Kang the Conqueror pops up, but Ant-Man has a good reputation of taking what's been happening in MCU, having that affect his film, but then he goes on his own quest, separate from everyone else, but for a reason. I can see why everyone's not going to be there when they go to the quantum realm. Ant-Man has that reputation. Hats off. And I'm zooming in on my screen. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost there. You see the Widow's Peak happening over there. If I get a haircut, it won't be pretty. It won't be GQ. But we tie it back. I knew you'd do it too. And then you say, this is my other YouTube account, the Reefer Man Reviews Music. Do I subscribe to it? Let's do that right now. Reefer Man Reviews. So what I was saying about Quantumania, though, they recasted, fine. That doesn't bother me recasting. It's just that they didn't do it for T'Challa. Which brings us to the next I said music because I was going to type music. The next movie is the Black Panther. The problem I have with Black Panther is that they didn't recast T'Challa. There's room for other people to be that character. We know when Marvel ends, Grant Incredible Hulk on iTunes, okay. We know when Marvel ends, maybe 10, 15 years from now, they will reboot everything. They'll recast everyone and start a new Marvel universe that happens on films and on TV, and they'll do the Wolverine origin, and we know everyone's going to recast it. So let's not pretend like this because of Chadwick Boseman's passing, this character is uncastable. He's not uncastable. I've heard Sam Wilson explain in an interview, it might have been with Hot 97, where he said that it's too much to follow. Another actor, man, I don't wish that on anybody to have to follow Chadwick Boseman's performance. And as a fan, as a stan, as Chillmonger on Disney Plus, I'm okay with someone doing a lesser version of the Black Panther. If T'Challa from Chadwick Boseman was a 10, then T'Challa from new actor can be a 7, and I'll still be okay with it. I'll say, you know what? He's not as good as Chadwick Boseman did, but at least I got the character in the films. I feel like I'm being deprived of the greatest black superhero. the Black Panther. Can't wait for that comic book though. I'm celebrating when that comic book comes out. August 4th, I think it is, when the new Black Panther comic starts. Yeah. Let's see here. I was getting messaged. All right. Where am I now? Black Panther, Quantumania, and the Marvels. I kind of touched on it. It'll be Monica. It'll be Carol. It'll be Kamala. I'm happy for the actress. She's from here. Iman Vellani. She's going to be, I guess, number 3 in that. So good for her. We did it. Phase 4. So are you... What am I forgetting? Oh, Guardians Volume 3 with James Gunn. I'm sure this is something that's been in the works and they've had prepared. James Gunn, quality director, quality screenwriter, hit Guardians of the Galaxy #1. It's a hit. Guardians of the Galaxy #2. I can expect a hit from Guardians Volume 3. As far as his personal life goes, I don't approve of it. I don't like that the jokes that he tweeted from a long time ago. I wouldn't have hired him a long time ago, but I also wouldn't have fired him because of something he said a long time ago. Because that's that weird cancel culture thing where you hold people accountable for things from a long time ago, which you knew about. You know, it was public knowledge. If it was like a secret and it came out, oh my God, we got to fire him. We can't. Okay, that's cool because you got morals, right? But then when you rehire him, Disney, you do not have morals on it. I did a video on this the very day that he was rehired, and I just said exactly what I said. Stupid. Ant-Man 3, yes. Ant-Man 3, Enter the Quantum... No, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Yeah. I touched on it, yeah. It'll be cool. It'll be Ant-Man. Peyton Reed is a great director. After coming off of the Luke Skywalker episode of Mandalorian, he also did the second episode of Mandalorian that season where it was the ice spiders. It wasn't the best. It was actually the worst of all of the Mandalorian episodes of 1 and season 2. But the way that we saw Luke first in black and white. First we saw Luke on a ship. And we couldn't really make out was R2-D2 on it. And then we saw him in black and white on the security footage. And then we saw a green lightsaber. And the camera went up and we could actually see now his glove. And we put it together, building up to the unhooding. Peyton Reed directed that episode. So this man is walking on a cloud. He's skywalking. I'm really hyped for Ant-Man 3 for Peyton Reed. I love the creativity of his second Ant-Man movie, especially when the ants turned into arrows and as they were driving, they could follow it as if it was like Grand Theft Auto or Midnight Club, one of those new Rockstar's video games. Very innovative the way that they use ants. I'm hyped to see what they do next with the ants. Let's see here. I did touch all the movies, didn't I? So, like Phase 4, so far so good. We got introduced to John Walker. We got introduced to a couple of new people. Val. What they do with Secret Invasion is going to be cool. How did I skip Ironheart? That's still Phase 4. That's going to be amazing. She's actually the main character of Marvel, and maybe you guys didn't know that. But Ironheart is fantastic, just like Peyton Reed is. Get it? Reed, fantastic. Oh, I didn't even put that together. Yes. Ironheart, man. Armor Wars coming out. Don Cheadle was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was nice that he showed up there. Little cameo, making the world feel like a world. And hopefully maybe Falcon or Uncle Sam, as I call him, might show up in the Armor Wars series. And maybe Sam Rockwell might show up in there as the character Justin Hammer. I love Ironheart, and I can see him try to exploit her, but I can also see an Armor War starting because of him, maybe abusing her. That did happen in the comic. It didn't happen with him in the comics, but the school MIT, where she actually made the lab, made her Iron Man suit using the lab, they tried to get her on their side. Stark's company, Stark Enterprises or Stark Unlimited, they tried to get back the suit because, if you reverse engineered a suit of Tony Stark's, it belongs to us. And they basically stole it. And then MIT said something like, well, if it was created on our lab, in our property, then it's student, there's like a pact for it or something where they're protected, and this belongs to the school. So no, Riri, take back your armor, and maybe that could be what Armor Wars is about. Oh, we touched on every series, didn't we? Ironheart, Secret Invasion will be cool. Nick Fury's going to be in there, so Sam Jackson's a sick ass actor. Great performances in a series where he's not going to be the supporting character. That's going to be awesome. There's so much good coming out of Phase 4. And Trinity, I just wrapped up the video. Ironheart original run was really good stuff. I loved it. Brian Michael Bendis, man, that's a fantastic writer. I even like what he's doing now because I've been reading his Justice League, and it's great. It's great quality, entertaining writing. I had forgotten Ironheart was coming too. Yeah, and Armor Wars, and he spelled it the American way with an O-R. It's supposed to be O-U-R, the way we spell it. Well, it's not supposed to be. That's like such a closed-minded way of thinking. It is a version to spell the word. We spell color also, like C-O-L-O-U-R. Armor has a honor is H-O-N-O-U-R. Flavor is a O-U-R. I don't know. I like the way you guys say the alphabet. X-Y-Z, where we would say X-Y-Z. And the alphabet song doesn't rhyme. So the way you do it is better. Also, what else do I like about America? No, that's it. That's all. Those are the only things I like about America. That's not true. Yeah, man. Let's wrap it up unless you guys have more things to say. Let's go on for like a couple more. A minute or two reading everyone. Wow, even Mr. Marvel yourself reads more DC than I do right now. It's because Naomi, that new character that they introduced, was being used in the Justice League, so I had to check it out. I'm not reading any DC at the moment, but Bendis is a good writer, yes. He's more than good. He's more than good. Trying to think if I forgot any Marvel Phase 4s. She-Hulk. She-Hulk. How do I forget She-Hulk? Mark Ruffalo is on that show. The Universal film rights stuff isn't interfering. So She-Hulk should be... It should be decent. That's not one I have high expectations for. She-Hulk. And you guys probably know why I'm stopping. Is to think of whether or not I should go there. I will be honest and address the female. What does it say? Well, they're a Canadian captain. Was there a Canadian captain? Yes. In the Team Alpha flight, they have a character whose name escapes me. Is it Omega? Is it Alpha? They have a character. Yeah, he's sort of the Captain America. Good green gods. Can't wait for She-Hulk either. I know, right? I don't know what I'm expecting, but I'm excited. I'm expecting a female in a lead, which I have absolutely no problem. I have a preference. I actually prefer women. It's crazy. I prefer women over men. Who would have thought? But I do. So I do want to see a woman in a lead role. But will it... Her name is She-Hulk. You know what I mean? She's not exactly an original character. She's the disciple. There's a word that starts with a D that's like 4 syllables that I can't think of right now. But she is a from the Hulk. A deliverant? She's something of the Hulk, okay? And because of that, I just don't want her to take from the Hulk. You can uplift this woman character without bringing down the Hulk. Maybe the Hulk is still going to be regenerating his arm after he did this snap, and it's going to take a long time. And that's why he might need saving a couple times, or he's not at 100%, so he won't outshine She-Hulk. That's fine. That's building off of the past movies. And if that's the way that we're going to make Jennifer Walters over here a little bit higher than the Hulk is, fine. But let's not insult the Hulk, because in order to bring up a woman, we got to take down a man. It's not what I want to see. So with She-Hulk, let's hope. Okay, you have me hyped. Taking the streets for my love of the MCU. Absolutely. Derivative. That is the right word, isn't it? There we go. It took me a while to get cooking. So that was the last project. Now the video is finished. All 6 of you who are in the chat, thank you for joining me. I have been Chillmonger from Disney Plus, specifically on the Behind the Mask documentary, which is the 56th minute and 48th second is where I appear. Thumbs up. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm end of broadcast right now. Peace out. Wait, 1 second. Aggressively. I keep missing it. Yeah, you came last second in the last stream when you're like, when I was talking about Dave Filoni. So yeah, aggressively. I do know that it was something that happened last summer where Filoni was promoted to creative executive director. It's just that, and I said that in the beginning of the video too. It's just that this is the first time we know about it. And it goes to show you like how out of touch they are, where they didn't know that was going to be big news. Yeah. All right. Flagging all cars down. Yeah. All right. Adios.